Today we're taking a look at low temperature diamonds and how you can fairly easily get your hands on them for a decent profit. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous with Down to Earth Astronomy. Today we're taking a look at what I've decided to call the Blood Diamond Run, and it's basically just that you steal low temperature diamonds, which is a very high value commodity, from NPCs, and you can then sell them on the black market. It's something that's been in the game for a very long time, and I've just decided to go and have a look at it. Now, I find this a lot more enjoyable than just running running passenger missions from the same station to the same location. So if you're getting a little tired of this could be an alternative. Though I should say, if you're just purely looking for credits per hour, this is probably not for you. But if you want to have a little bit more fun while collecting some credits, then you should probably stick around. So let's start by very quickly having a look at what kind of equipment you would need. I fitted an Anaconda here. You can do it with smaller ships, but you definitely want something with a lot of internal compartments. But yeah, let's quickly run over the setup here. For hardpoints, I've fitted some pulse lasers. I've done minimum amounts of engineering, and you don't really have to do any engineering, but I've just done a little bit. Pulse lasers here to take down the shields of the ships. We don't want to kill them, obviously. We want to take their cargo, but we do want to take down the shields so that we can fire off some. I fitted Seeker missiles. If you have pack hounds, they would work too. Because if they have weapons, we want to disable as many of the weapons as possible, so we don't have them shooting back they have less weapons shooting back at us, so we can tank them for longer. I've engineered these with these are overloaded on high capacity magazines. This is not needed. This was just because I had the materials anyway, so I decided just to engineer these. So this is optional. For utility mounts, I have gone with a manifest scanner, so we can scan their cargo, see what they have in the cargo hold. And the rest of shield boosters, you can see I had some materials just to engineer 2 of them. But again, this is not really needed. Core internals is pretty straightforward. I would A-rate most of it, D-rate the life support and the sensors. And you can see also, I think of the power plant, you might have to engineer a little bit, but the rest is pretty much just if you have the materials, you can go and do it. And the optional tunnels is where it begins to get interesting. I fitted a 7A prismatic shield generator. Again, prismatic is not mandatory. You can go with a simple A-rated, and you see mine is not even engineered, so you would be able to get better results from an A-rated if you engineer it, a non-prismatic one. But try to get as many hit points out of your ship as you can. And you can stack a specific resistance because, again, we're taking out the weapons. So what I would often do is I would just make sure that they only have, let's say, kinetic firing back at me. So that my shields would hold longer because they have a higher resistance towards that damage type. So you can stack resistance a little bit if you want to. Then, of course, we're going to be having somewhere to store all those diamonds that we collect. So some cargo racks. Collector limpet controllers is recommended. I've gone with B-rated because for increased range. Again, to fit whatever you want, but how many collector limpets fit, it's always a balance between having cargo and having collector limpets. I've gone with a fairly large amount of collector limpets because I don't mind going back to the station from time to time, but if you want to be able to stay out there for longer, then having more collectors, or more cargo and less collectors might be what you need. Then, obviously, a hatch breaker limpet controller, so we can actually break their cargo hatch and get access to their cargo. We're gonna need a frameshift drive interdictor, so that we can pull them out of Super Cruise. And the rest on here, I fitted some more cargo, and then the military slot. The only real thing that would benefit me here was you can fit a shield cell bank as well. I've actually considered changing this out for a shield cell bank rather than the reinforcement pack. So in case if you fight a ship and you have to sit there, tank it for a very long time, you have a chance to boost your shield a little bit. So that might be a better option, but so this is something I'm considering changing out. But anyway, as you can see, it's pretty much just make sure you have those key components. You need the manifest scanner, you need the interdictor, you need the hatch breaker limpet, you need some collectors, and then you need some cargo and some shields to tank. That's pretty much it. So as you can see, we're very dependent on our optional tunnels, so fit a lot here. But now that we have the ship, let's head out and let's find a system that we can hunt some diamonds in. So first of all, we need to find the right systems, and there's quite a few criteria that needs to be fulfilled. First of all, it needs to be an anarchy system, because obviously we're going to be pirating it, so we don't want a bounty, so we need an anarchy system. Furthermore, the economy needs to be agricultural, with a secondary economy of industrial. If you can find the system that's in boom, that would be even better. But just the three first, the anarchy, agricultural, and industrial criteria, always limits us to a very, very few number of systems. And I will link the ones that I've located in the description below. And to go through the list, and if you can find one in boom, there's none of them is in boom right now. But if there's one in boom, that will help you. That will get more ships. And it seems that this is the best combination of stats that I've been able to find. So once we're on system, we're just going to head over to a context. There's no one here right now. I normally just hang around the main star. Some people seem to like to go out to ring planets in the system, especially if we open up the system map here. There are ring planets, so you can head out towards that, especially if there's an ice ring, I guess, and see if there's some ships spawning out there. I normally just hang around the main star here and then wait for ships, begin to have some ships popping up. And what we're looking for here is transport ships, mainly. So Type 6, Type 7, Type 9s, stuff like that is what we're mainly looking for. So I'll just be flying around for a bit and wait for something to pop up here. Oh, so here we have a Type 6 transporter. Let's see what this guy's up to. Before we begin to interdict him, we need to make sure that he actually carries what we're looking for. And we can see this by looking at his weapon loadout. So we're going to scan him first. Oh, then we're going to go to subsystems. See, he has a mining laser here, and he has a refinery. So this is definitely a target. So we're going to fly in behind him, and we're going to activate our interdictor. And this is pretty much the same as when you get interdicted, just follow him around. And as soon as we clear the interdiction, we're going to deploy our hardpoints right away, target him. And as soon as the hardpoints are deployed, I'm going to fire at him. Then he's going to turn to engage. You can see he boosts there. And now would be a good time to just get our, where's my manifest scanner? There it is. And give his cargo hold a quick scan so we can see if he's actually carrying the diamonds, which he should be. And scan is complete. We go to inventory. He has 53 diamonds. So see, he goes out a little bit of a distance here. We can also have a look at his weapons here. He's carrying a single multi-cannon, it seems, as the only weapon. So in this case, there's no real need to take out any huge weapons. It's important that you always leave at least one weapon. If you destroy his last weapon, he's going to run. So because he only has the single multi-cannon, I'm not going to take out any of his weapons. What I am going to do is we're going to move 4 pips into systems. And he's going to get to whatever distance he likes to be at. As you can see here. Where is he? Here he is out here. And then he's just going to stop. And just going to sit there, still, shooting at you with his single multi-cannon. So, what you do then, is now that he's in the position he wants to be, we're going to rotate our ship around so he is below us, the side of our cargo hatch. And then we're going to find the right, here we go, launch a hatch breaker, and get some collectors out. There we go, more collectors. And the hatch breaker is now going to go down, and take his cargo. And as soon as you get the warning saying, there we go, target cargo dropped, you can fire off your next hatch breaker, and you can look at the radar now. Now we can see all my collector limbers are now beginning to fly down to pick up all these low temperature diamonds that he's now leaking. You can see here slowly they're coming out of his cargo, and they'll then of course begin to bring them back to my ship and into my cargo hold. I just quickly want to show you what to do if you find a target with more than one weapon on board. You can see I have a kill back here. I haven't scanned yet. He has 2 multi-cannons and a pulse laser. So I would probably take out the pulse laser and one of the multi-cannons. So let's target his subsystem here. And first we're going to drop his shields. Like that. We're going to switch over to the Seeker missiles. Let them log on. Fire them off. And there we go. The pulse laser is down. We also took a heat sink and 1 multi-cannon due to splash damage. And we damaged his other multi-cannon quite significantly. So that was pretty much it. And now, exactly as before, get that manifest scanner out, scan him, and then begin your collection. So now we can just sit around and wait for our next victim. And once we are done, when we filled up our cargo hold with the diamonds, you need to find a station. Go to EDDB, find a station with a black market and go and sell the diamonds there. Have a look at the prices so you get as much out of it as possible. And as you can see, there's no board hopping involved. There's no, I mean, pretty much everything here is exactly as as you would expect the game to perform. So, and credit-wise, as I said, it's not close to what you're going to get out of something like passenger missions from Robigo or something like that. But I would say you can probably expect, depending on how lucky you are with the ship spawning, you can probably expect to get around 20 to 30 millions per hour, depending on how much you get for your diamonds and how lucky you are and how efficient you are, and there's a lot of factors. But I would say 20, 30 millions per hour is probably realistic of what you can do in an hour doing this. But again, I think this is a lot more fun and a little bit more challenging. There's a little bit of waiting when you wait for the collectors to collect all the stuff, but hunting the ships around is actually quite fun. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.